What's good, YouTube? It's Brazy Plays back with another episode of our NBA 2K26 My Team series. And today we're going to be going over how I've made a good chunk of MT off just a couple cards and a couple snipes, basically. So I have been doing the amethyst filter a little bit more. I made a little bit more MT since our last video where we covered that. I would say right now, like from Tuesday to Friday is definitely a good time to be looking at these type of cards. You do want to make sure you're checking the prices, make sure they haven't fluctuated. But another thing I've been doing, you saw a sneak peek there. Danny Manning is looking at some of these. Sometimes I just go into like the collections and I kind of just look at these cards and see if someone maybe put one up. I mean, you can search these in the auction tab as well. But sometimes just to look at them all kind of relatively quickly. I don't like sit here and do this for like long periods of time. I just don't have the patience to snipe. I it's kind of one of those things. It's not easy to sit there and do. It takes some mental strength to sit there and just continuously refresh a filter. But like right now, for instance, there's two Louis Skulls up for 100,000 and they got 3 hours, so no one's bid on them yet. I just watched one finish for like 170,000. But like right now, if you're going to somebody's going to sell this card that just pulled it out of super packs, they're going to look on the market and they're going to see, oh, there's two up for 100,000, but no one's bidding on them. So they might think, oh, this card's only worth 100,000. Let me just put mine up as a buy and see if I can sell it quickly before the price drops, and might not realize that this is a card in the Wild Gems exchange. So like if you keep looking, eventually someone might put one up. Like Damon Stoudemire right now is going to be a little bit harder because if someone does check his price, they're going to see there's one that's got bids for 146. So they're probably not going to put him up for a buy now unless they're just somebody who doesn't realize this set came out and saw the card like a couple weeks ago or a week ago that was going for like 40 to 60K. So someone might put one of those up. The amethyst, I'd say they might just check the actual amethyst price, and this one of these cards could get put up for as low as like 40 to 50K. So I mean, are you going to get extremely lucky just doing this here and there? Probably not, but I'm getting ready to show you. I did actually just like a lot of times I play a couple games, check them. Sometimes I go in check these cards as well. The Steve Nash and the Kendrick Perkins are a little bit harder to make money on, I would say. But like the Mario Ellie still, I think goes for a little over 100,000 most of the time. And if you wait till the weekend or something where someone's desperate to try to get their Scottie Pippen before King of the Court, you might be able to get this, or you might be able to sell them for like a couple 100,000. But I mean, obviously the Jay Williams is kind of the same way. Like that could have been somebody who saw none up and just assumed he's an undersized point guard. This card might go for like 50K if it's not someone that kind of knows what's going on with the exchange. So that could have been right there a possible snipe if someone didn't know exactly what that card was worth. But I managed to get lucky, and when I checked last night, I picked up a Damon Stoudemire for a buy now of 99,000, or actually I think it was like 90 to 95,000, and I put him up on a Monday night and sold him for 319,000. So that's like 200K in profit after your 10%. I also picked up this Danny Manning for 70,000. That's not as much of a snipe. I think it actually was sitting there for a little bit, but my thought process is that they're almost always put up for bids. I went ahead and put mine up for a bid because I'm not like it's not like I have to sell them, but I think if I put them up for 100,000 buy now, somebody might buy or will probably buy them thinking it's a snipe, and that's a 20,000 MT profit. So, I mean, like I said, these cards could fluctuate. I could end up losing a little bit of money on the Standing Manning if after Super Packs he becomes a little more common or less people need him. So there is a chance you lose money on some of that, but like the Damon Stoudemires and those guys, you're going to make at least a little bit of MT. And like the night before, if I would have was able to sell them on like a Sunday, I could have made as much as like I know he went for 500,000 the night before. I sold him on a Monday just because I was a little scared they'd release something with the super packs that could possibly make it easier to get those cards. So I didn't want to risk his value dropping like a ton. But I mean, realistically, if you sold that card on either a Thursday or a Friday, I think you'd have a chance at it going for a little bit more. And the good thing is too, one thing like kind of I don't know if it's necessarily a trick, but kind of some advice for selling like a card that's going to go for a bid and that you know is going to go for 100,000. Be um or kind of like watch the time frame. So like this Carlos Boozer, there's obviously multiple up, but like let's say like you can post cards for 4, 12, or 24 hours. So 4 hours is most of the time when I'm doing a bid card what I sell it for, because it lets you kind of have say in where your card's at. So if I put like, let's say I pulled a Giannis Antetokounmpo, for instance, a pink diamond. If I put him up for 12 hours, someone could end up putting one up like right when mine gets close to 4 hours, like if it's like 4.5 hours left, someone could put one up for 4 hours, and then theirs is in front. Mine's going to end only with 30 minutes. Now, for a card like Giannis, he's probably still going to sell for close to what he was supposed to. But for some of these cards, like people might just not see that or not like bid on yours because they were fighting to get the other one, and it might be so low of time. But if you can put like like my Damon Stoudemire, mine was the only one up, or mine was the next one up for like with not one for 4 hours after. So I had 4 straight hours of mine being the first card that popped up, which I think gave me an advantage for people to bid on it. But if there was two that were ending in the same time period, people might split their bids on both cards to like try to get one for a little bit cheaper. So if you have a card that you know is a bid and going to sell for more than 100,000, definitely kind of look who's up in the time frame. Like for instance, we will look at let's look at this Damon Stoudemire right now. So basically, there's one up for an hour and one up for 4 hours. So if you had one right now, I wouldn't put them up for 4 hours because you got one ending behind them 20 minutes later. And then there's going to be two cards. So people aren't going to be as desperate to get that because they can, if they don't, they'll wait 20 more minutes and take a chance at maybe getting them cheaper because there's one less guy that's going to be bidding on it after he gets the guy that you're bidding against gets his. So just like I would say, and if you put them up for 12 hours, someone can still put one up, right when yours is getting close to 4 hours, or like literally like 2 minutes before, and then you like lose out on over 100,000 MT. So that's something when you're putting up cards like this. If you do get lucky and snipe one of these cards, make sure you kind of find the best time frame to sell it. And I mean, like I said, you don't have to sell on certain days. I sold specifically on a Monday because super packs come out on Tuesday, and that could drop their price. I mean, it's not like Stoudemire's probably still going to go for 2 to 300,000. I mean, this one's hard to judge because it's got an hour left, and really mine was at the same point until about 30 minutes left, and he went from 100,000 to basically 290, and then someone did like I guess a last second bid to get up to like 320. So basically, like when you're doing that, kind of look at that, um, but yeah, that puts us at 1.5. This Danny Manning, I think I'll get another 100,000 out of, which will be 90 after. So that puts us at like 1.63 basically. So we're sitting on a ton of MT. I mean, I might still snipe a little bit more, um, but we're kind of positioned for when the season ends here in about 9 days, I think. Yeah, 9 days and 16 hours. So we're kind of positioned to where when if some better cards start coming out in season two, we'll have the MT to kind of go out and get somebody that's maybe a little more worth the MT. I'm not planning on spending a ton of it. I would advise that if you guys don't need to spend yours, I mean, the big thing is, like I said, you can get a team like this from just playing offline, playing King of the Court each week. Um, Doing your challenges, stuff like that. You can get a team like this and save your MT for those better cards. Because before we know it, that pink diamond Wemby's going to eventually come out. The pink diamond LeBron's going to come out. And then, obviously Galaxy Opals are right behind them Dark Matters. So, I mean, I would advise if you can, if you don't need to spend the money, like I might go out and get a center in the near future, but other than that, my team is playable. And like if you play online, most people have this level of team, if not worse. So, um, yeah, that's basically my advice for today. If you guys have got any snipes recently or made any bunch of MT off any certain cars, let me know down in the comments. And thank you guys for watching, and subscribe as always. Thank you.